President Obama leaves for his final big international trip right about now. His mission, to convince world leaders that the man he insisted was not fit to be his successor might not be so bad after all. Before leaving, the president tried to defend his record and tried to convince the 45th president to take it slow before undoing a lot of what the 44th president has done. Correspondent Doug McKelway is at the White House tonight with the latest. Good evening, Doug.
Good evening, Brett. And the president's admonitions this evening in this late afternoon press conference did not come from anything he learned from that private meeting with Donald Trump in the Oval Office, which by all accounts went very, very well. It's because of the sheer magnitude of the responsibility of holding the office and how it changes one's perspective. He also urged all Americans to honor the election results.
Those who didn't vote for him have to recognize that that's how democracy works. That's how this system operates.
After those words to the critics of Trump's victory and to some of his newly appointed staff, the president addressed the decimated Democratic Party and what new direction it should seek. He said, while it needs to make changes, he also added that it should not come at the expense of its core mission.
The Democrats should not waver on our core beliefs and principles. The belief that we should have an economy that works for everybody, not just a few. The belief that America, at its best, is inclusive and not exclusive.
And he spoke from experience about how the Oval Office changes one's experience and one's perspective.
He will find shaken up pretty quick because reality has a way of asserting itself.
The president cited the case of Obamacare specifically, which President-elect Trump has promised to repeal and replace while preserving certain elements of it. He said the decision becomes harder when you're faced with the real-life consequences of it all.
Okay, well, what happens to those 20 million people who have health insurance? Are you going to just kick them off and suddenly they don't have health insurance?
The president also made the same case for DACA, deferred action for childhood arrivals, the human consequences of deporting young people who are brought into this country by their parents to no fault of their own takes on a new perspective from the Oval Office.
They did nothing wrong. They've gone to school. They have pledged allegiance to the flag. Some of them have joined the military. They've enrolled in school. By definition, if they're part of this program, they are solid, wonderful young people with good character.
The president also expressed frustration that he was unable to keep his promise to shut down the Guantanamo Bay prison camp. He said, and I'm quoting, "It's true, I haven't been able to close the darn thing because of congressional restrictions that have been placed upon us. What's also true is that we have greatly reduced the population." It's another indication, Brett, that a victory in the White House seldom amounts to total victory. Back to you, Brett.
Elections have consequences. Doug McKelway live on the North Lawn. Doug, thank you.